So presently there are how many students? 12 students. She has just joined. So so if you have done assignment yesterday, submitted that, then it's good that you have understood the resolution algorithm for propositional logic. Now we have to apply the same resolution algorithm for predicate logic. But the difference is that the difference is that we have to deal with the changes we have introduced in predicate logic as compared to propositional logic. Propositional logic में जो resolution algorithm था वही use करना है, लेकिन difference क्या है? Now we have to deal with variables or placeholders. Okay, so in resolution algorithm, you had you have done matching of two statements, and if you find in one statement a term, suppose P, and in another statement you find the negation of that term, you can unite them, you can resolve them by eliminating both of these terms, P and not P, and generate another sentence, another logic, another statement. That is the process of resolution. Okay, so in matching, but now we have to do same thing in predicate logic. But in predicate logic, you can see that we have to deal with variables, placeholders. So what is the problem here? For example, there is a predicate P and which has a variable X, and there is another predicate P which has some literal, or what is a constant, that is, for example, let's say Marcus, man, or Marcus, some name. Okay, so if this is the these are the two predicates, can we match them? Can we match them? So suppose there is a statement where px is present, and there is another statement where not p Marcus is present. Can we resolve, can we make a resolution using these two statements? That is the question. Okay, and that is the issue which we have to solve in predicate logic as compared to propositional logic. Okay, so what is required here? We have to check if we can match these two. So this algorithm, there is a specific algorithm for doing this, and that is called unification. What is unification? So it is a matching procedure that compares two literals. It is a matching procedure that compares two literals and discovers whether there exists a set of substitutions that can make them identical. So if, for example, there are two literals like this, 1 and 2, can we match them? And if we can match them, how? What variable will be replaced by what value? So they are not exactly same, that is sure. It contains X and it contains Caesar. So they are not exactly same. But can we match them? That we have to find out. And if we can match them, do we have to make some substitution? If we have to make some substitution, what is that? So we have to, in this algorithm, unification algorithm, we will find whether two terms can be matched, and if they can match, what is that substitution? Okay. Let us see what is unification algorithm. So this is unification. The process of finding a substitution for predicate parameters is called unification. And what we have to do, we need to know that two literals can be matched. First thing, the substitution is that makes the literals identical. So two literals or two terms, whether they can be matched, and what is the substitution that makes them identical. And this is very simple. What is the, how we can do? Suppose there are two uh, predicates like this px and p Marcus. So पहली चीज, how we can see if they can match? First thing is that their predicate uh, name should be exactly same. First thing is that if ये दोनों ही same नहीं है, then they cannot match. So first thing is this. Then we apply on each argument or each variable argument, formal parameter, whatever we call that. So for this predicate, we have to apply the same mechanism, same process for each argument of these two predicates. So then after finding that both P are same, we try to see if X and Marcus are same. If they are not same, can one be replaced by another? So if we replace X, we substitute Marcus in place of X, then both of them will become same. We find that X is a variable, Marcus is not a variable. So if we replace X by Marcus, then both of them will be same. Okay, so that is how this algorithm works. So this is the simple initial predicate symbol must match. So this is the algorithm, though there is a well lengthier algorithm given in your Rich and Knight book, but this these steps gives you the idea of that algorithm, basic idea of that algorithm. So what it does, it initially compares predicate symbols. So if they match, then it continues, and then for each pair of predicate argument, if both of them are different constants, so arguments are such that suppose it was P Caesar in place of X, it was Caesar. So P Caesar and P Marcus, both of them cannot match because Marcus and Caesar are not same. Both of them are constants and they cannot be matched. So for each argument, it compares. If both of them are constants and different, then they cannot match. If there is one variable and another is constant, we can replace a variable by constant. If there is one variable and in another there is another variable, then they can be replaced. We can replace one variable by another variable. तो अगर यहाँ पे px और py होता, so if it was px and py, then they both can match. We can replace x by y or y by x, so they both will become same because x and y refers to variables. And then a variable may be replaced by a function as long as the function does not contain an instance of the variable. What is function here? Any idea? So what it is saying, that if one of the argument is a function instead of variable, if one of the argument, so px and py, suppose there are two predicates px and py, and one of them is function, so ये p है और एक function है, function of something else, and this is another p which is y. ऐसा कब हो सकता है? Any idea? Anybody can tell when it is possible that there can be a function here instead of variable? Can anyone answer? No, nobody knows. We have to use. We have done clause. We have converted our statements into CNF. You remember, in the last lecture we have understood the steps in which we can convert our statements into CNF. तो CNF में कन्वर्ट करने के बाद ऐसा कब होगा, जब कोई आर्गुमेंट इंस्टेड ऑफ वेरिएबल इट इज अ फंक्शन. Nobody knows? Any idea? Just say something.
No, sir.
कोई कुछ को नहीं मालूम? Parth is there? Salil?
Yes, sir, no idea.
Tulika? You remember the steps of converting the statements predicate into CNF? उसमें कौन सा स्टेटमेंट, कौन सा स्टेप ऐसा था जहां पे कि हम फंक्शन एक वेरिएबल की जगह ला रहे थे? फास्ट, वी डोंट हैव टू वेस्ट टाइम. कौन सा था ऐसा? कौन कौन से स्टेप्स थे? फर्स्ट स्टेप कौन सा था? Salil, you want to say something? फर्स्ट स्टेप था आपका एलिमिनेशन ऑफ इम्प्लीकेशंस. फिर सेकंड था निगेशन को का स्कोप रिड्यूस करना. फिर उसके बाद कौन सा था? उसके बाद था क्वांटिफायर्स को रिप्लेस करना, existential quantifier and unification.
So wasn't one of the steps in between for removal of negation?
हाँ
Removal of negation.
हाँ, उसमें कर सकते हैं.
So, sir, like if there was a negation on the whole group of variables, so we had to remove that as well using that
Okay.
De Morgan's law and all that.
Okay. Then what is that next? मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ कि कौन सा स्टेप ऐसा था जहाँ पे कि हम वेरिएबल की जगह फंक्शन ला रहे थे? ऐसा कौन सा स्टेप था? एग्जिस्टेंशियल क्वांटिफायर को रिप्लेस करते थे जब एलिमिनेट करते थे, तो क्या करते हैं? What do we do when we remove the existential quantifier? Anybody can do you remember existential quantifier? So you have not done that exercise which I told you. You had to क्लास असाइनमेंट, एक क्लास असाइनमेंट था जो मैंने बोला था कि आपको ये सब कन्वर्ट करने हैं और CNF में कन्वर्ट करके लाना है, जो कि स्टेटमेंट्स जो कि हमारे मैन मार्कर्स वाला जो सीक्वेंस है, उन सब स्टेटमेंट्स को मैंने बोला था कि आपको you have not done that assignment. Man Marcus, then Marcus was Pompeian, then all Pompeians were Romans. वो सब जो था
Sir,
सारे सेंटेंस.
I was able to do only from propositional variables as a thing. I was only able to do the propositional variables.
अच्छा, वो वाला नहीं किया आपने?
Propositional to logical we had to do, right? One of them. So that I was able to do.
One of them was which you need to submit. I told you in the last class that I just have shown you some of the rules how you can convert your predicate statement into CNF, and I did not completely converted all of the statements predicate example, the example which we were taking, I did not converted all of them into CNF. I just gave you as a classwork that you do it at your home, but not required to submit, only a practice, like you have understood all the steps. Have you done that?
No, sir, not the whole thing.
So that is that if you have had done, then you would have remembered. There was a step for elimination of existential quantifier. Existential quantifier, when we have to remove, what we do, if there is an existential quantifier like this, for there exists x, p of x,
So we can replace the quantifier itself by a new function.
by a constant or a function.
Yes, sir.
When do we replace by constant and when do we replace by function? When do we replace the quantified variable by a constant, and when do we replace by a function? So
Sir, that I have got.
for
Sir,
example, if
give
this
an
is
example.
for example, this is the you are able to see the screen. I'm
Yes,
just
sir.
writing something. So if
Yes, sir.
the
Existential x of
quantified
px.
is x, simply x, there is no other variable linked, then we can replace x here by a constant. Okay, but
Yes, sir.
if quantified variable is y, for example, in this rxy, quantified existentially quantified variable is y. That means what we want to say, r is true for all x but some y. So if something like this, for all x and there exists y, if something like this is there, for all x there exists y, rxy, that means r is true for all x. That means there exists at least one y for all x. For every x there exists at least one y for which r is true. That's what we want to say, right? So
Yes, sir.
that means we cannot replace y by simply a constant here. Y has to be some function of x. So for each x, there would be a different y for which it will be true. Okay. So in that case, y has to be replaced by a function fx. Okay. So instead of y, you will write fx. So that means a constant. We want to have some constant, but that constant is depending on x. For each x, the constant will be different. Right? So in those cases, we will have functions in our predicates. So that is what is referred here. So if there are two predicates, pfx and py, something like that, okay, then can we match them? We can match. In this case, we can match. But if it is x, px and fx, then we cannot match, because fx is a function of x and x cannot be equated to fx. So if both of them are
Sir,
variables, yes.
sir, a few people are messaging that they can't join the meeting. Like
Who,
they're on
who,
hold.
who cannot
So
join?
Niharika,
Okay, okay,
she's
okay.
requested to be in the meeting. She's on hold.
Okay. I have to admit, actually, I have just stopped everybody to admit without my permission. Can I change it right now? Okay, so we are back. We are doing unification algorithm. So unification algorithm में we have to match two predicates, and they can be matched, they can be replaced with each other, they can be matched with each other while doing resolution if first of all their predicate statement should be same. Okay, predicate symbol. Then for each argument we have to check that if they are constant, then they have to be exactly same constant. If they are different constant, then they cannot match. If they are
Sir, if we
variables,
relate, sir, if
yes.
we relate this problem with the Roman one, so can
Mhm.
it be as like the one of the statement was like not all Romans are loyal to Caesar, either
Yes.
hate Caesar or loyal to Caesar, are loyal to Caesar.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
So, so in that statement itself, we can apply this key like X and there are like one R which represents all Romans, X represent people loyal to Caesar, and Y represent people loyal to that way.
no, I didn't understand your question. क्या कहना चाह रहे हो? What do you want to say? You are referring to unification algorithm? Are
So
you
the
referring to unification algorithm?
yes, sir, in a way that we discussed, ki like one of when we were removing
Mm-hmm.
the existential quantifier.
There. Okay.
So when we did one of the statements ki that all Romans are either loyal to Caesar or are not loyal to Caesar.
Okay.
So can we apply that statement as an existential key that we can use there?
No, in existential
That's it.
quantifier, what will be the converted form of that? If for all Romans, if either they are loyal to Caesar
Uh, or they are not loyal to Caesar.
और नॉट लॉयल टू सीजर, तो उसका स्टेटमेंट क्या होगा? क्या था, याद है? ये स्टेटमेंट था. You have to just bring that in, then we can understand it. ये दूसरा वाला स्टेटमेंट था. all Romans
Such
were
as that.
either all Romans were either loyal to Caesar or hated him. Okay, so first the representation in simple predicate logic without CNF is like this: for all x2, Roman x2 implies loyal to x2 Caesar or hate x2 Caesar.
Yes.
Okay, so you can see that no existential quantifier is there in this statement. तो वो वाला यहाँ पे आता ही नहीं है.
Yeah.
Existential quantifier statement में है ही नहीं. So we will never like to
Okay.
replace existential quantifier. We can only find that situation when existential quantifier is there. There is some variable which is existential quantified. The next one is there, loyal to. Everybody is loyal to someone. ऐसा कुछ था ना एक. Everyone is loyal to someone.
Yes,
So
sir. Yeah.
you can
Sir,
see
this
this
one.
one. So now here there exists y1 loyal to x3 y1. Okay, so in this case y1 has to be replaced by some function or constant because we have to remove existential quantifier. So in this case we will, instead of constant, we will be using some function which will be of x3, right? So here that case will come. So now when we convert this loyal to this one into CNF, we will get a CNF form where loyal to x3 comma f x3. So ये जो इसका वो होगा वो नीचे लिखा होगा. So x f3 ये होगा.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now if we need to match this loyal to with some other loyal to, for example, loyal to in this case. So ये वाला एक हमने लॉजिक में स्टेटमेंट लिया, रिजोल्यूशन में एक स्टेटमेंट ये लिया, एंड अनदर स्टेटमेंट इज लॉयल टू x2 x3 fx3. So if we are doing that matching, we will try to match loyal to x2 with Caesar with loyal to x3 fx3, loyal to x3 fx3. So if we try to match these two loyal to, then we have to make sure that this f, now that thing come here, that if it is x3 fx3 and this is also x3, ये भी अगर x3 होता, ये भी x3 होता, loyal to x2 x3, then we could not replace that. That is the point there. Okay, you understand now?
Yes, sir.
Everybody. So what we are doing, unification algorithm. Unification algorithm, only these, this is a simple one, simple thing. Just find whether we can match two predicates while doing resolution. Can we match two predicates with each other? That is the work we have to do. While doing that, we have to do only, first we have to check whether predicate symbol are matching, then only we can continue further matching. Then for each argument, we have to do these things. If they are constant and they are not same, we cannot match. If they are constant, they are same, we can match. If they are variables, both of them are variables and not same, we can replace each other. Okay, we can replace any one by other one and match them. Okay, depending on our requirement, which variable we need to continue in further substitution. So we have to decide on that basis which one will get replaced by which one. तो रिजोल्यूशन करते हुए हमें ये अंदाजा हो जाएगा कि which one has to be replaced. Okay, looking at other terms in our resolution. So we will replace one by another and make it match, and then we can replace, if one of them is negation of other, then we can eliminate both of them and generate a new statement. Okay, but if one of them is function of a variable and another is having same variable, then we cannot match. If variable may be replaced by a function, as long as a variable may be replaced by a function, variable may be replaced by a function. If it is fx3 and another is x2, so there are two different variables, they can replace, x2 can replace fx3, that is not a problem, but x3 cannot replace fx3. If in one term, so loyal to x3, loyal to x3 comma x2, or x1 comma x2, something like that, loyal to x1 comma x2, and another is loyal to x1 comma fx3. So if that is the case, then we can replace fx3 by x2 and continue. Both of them will be same. This is x1 and this is fx3. Okay, but if it is x3, this is x3 and this is fx3, then we cannot replace this and compare them and match them. In that case, they will never match. If it is x3 and this is fx3, they will never match. We cannot match them and continue for resolution. Okay, that is what the unification algorithm is. Now we will continue doing resolution for our example. So our example was, if you remember, what were these statements? Marcus was a man. So these were the statements. Marcus was a man. Marcus was a Pompeian. All Pompeians were Romans. Caesar was a ruler. All Pompeians were either loyal to Caesar or hated him. Everyone is loyal to someone. People only try to assassinate rulers they are not loyal to. Marcus tried to assassinate Caesar. Now the question is whether Marcus hated Caesar. Okay, the question is Marcus hated Caesar. So first of all, we converted all of them into CNF. So first we convert sentences to predicate. So Marcus was a man, man Marcus. Marcus was a Pompeian, Pompeian Marcus. I will just move fast. All Pompeians were Romans. For all x1, Pompeian x1 implies Roman x1. So note that now we are using different variables in each predicate. So अगर यहाँ पे x1 कर रहे हैं, then in the next statement we will not use x1. So what we were doing till now, we were using same x in each statement. That we will not do now. We will use different variable in each statement. Okay, so that we can do our resolution, unification and resolution properly. Okay. So all Pompeians were Romans. For all x1, Pompeian x1 implies Roman x1. Okay. And so side by side, we are doing converting them into CNF also. So all Pompeian. So here we don't have any eliminate. We first eliminate this implication sign. To eliminate implication sign, we say not Pompeian x1 or Roman x1. So we have eliminated this. There is no other elimination required. Only elimination of universal quantifier is required. We just remove it. We just not consider it, and we get this CNF. So this is a CNF. CNF of this statement. Not Pompeian x1 or Roman x1. Okay, then we continue for the next statement. What is the next? Caesar was a ruler. Ruler Caesar. It is in CNF only, so we don't have to do anything. Now all Romans were either loyal to Caesar or hated him. So first we write predicate for all x2. So now there is different variable x2. We are not referring to same x which we were doing earlier. So for all x2, Roman x2 implies loyal to x2 Caesar. Either x2 is loyal to Caesar or hated x2 Caesar. So that's what this statement is saying. We have just converted into predicate. Now we are doing converting it into CNF. We first eliminate this implication sign and we get this or sign and with not sign in Roman, and then we eliminate this sign, this quantifier. Okay, and we get not Roman x2 or loyal to x2 Caesar or hate x2 Caesar. Okay, any doubt in this? Now this is another statement. Everyone is loyal to someone. So everyone is loyal to someone. X3 and Y1. Note these variables. Now we are not having same variable again. We are in every new statement. We are changing this variable. Okay. So X3, for all X3, there exists at least one Y1 such that loyal to X3 Y1. Okay. And now we have to, we don't have any other step. Instead, only we just have to eliminate first this quantifier, that is existential quantifier, and then we have to remove universal quantifier. So for removing existential quantifier, as we have just seen, we just have to replace it by Scolam function or Scolam constant. So whenever we have to replace or remove or eliminate this existential quantifier, we have to replace the occurrences of this quantified variable by either a constant or a function, and these constant or functions are called Scolam constant or Scolam function. Okay, as we have earlier seen, constant will be when this variable need not related or need not depend on any other variable, and if it depends on any other variable, then it has to be a function. Okay, so we have just replaced it by a Scolam function fx3. Okay. People only try to assassinate rulers they are not loyal to. So first we converted it into a statement, predicate statement. So people only try to assassinate rulers they are not loyal to. So man x4 ruler y2 try to assassinate x4 y2. So if there is a man x4 and ruler y2 and x4 has tried to assassinate y2, then it means that x4 is not loyal to y2. That is what this statement is saying. And this statement should hold for all possible combinations. So that means for all x4 and for all y2, man x4 and ruler y2 and try to assassinate x4 y2 implies not loyal to x4 y2. Okay. Now we make it a CNF. So first we eliminate this implication sign. Implication sign to eliminate, we have to bring in this OR in between them and a not symbol in the first left hand side. So left hand side has been negated and there is a OR symbol added. Then we bring in this negation inside this to attach them to the immediate predicates. So this negation has to be brought in. So this becomes not man x. This becomes, so every OR converted to and not ruler and not try to assassinate x4 y2, not loyal to x4 y2. So everything is now and. Okay, everything is now or. So there is no and. So this itself has there is some problem. What is that? Ruler y2. So here they are eliminating, they are trying to eliminate x4 and y2, but the question is, should we eliminate them as it is or should we do some replacement? Because here ruler y2, when we say man x4 and ruler y2, then actually in this statement we have not considered that ruler y2 has to be ruler of x4. So y2 has to be ruler of x4, then only this statement is true. So what we want to say, people only try to assassinate rulers they are not loyal to. So we are talking about rulers. This relation is implicit in this. So y2 is a ruler of x4. So that's why this y2 is not independent. This y2 is not independent. We cannot have any y2. Ruler y2, it has to be ruler of x4. So that is why y2 has to be replaced by Skolem function fx4. Okay. So that is actually optional. So this is there is some anomaly, like somebody can do this way, but as per our understanding, if we go by algorithm, we will just replace it by ruler y2 only. So we will not do that change. fx4 may not be required here. So that depends on the understanding and right now we will not do this. Okay, any doubt? Have you understood this? So in this example, y2 has been replaced by some Scholam function, whereas we have to do this thing only when we are eliminating existential quantifier, whereas here y2 is not existentially quantified, it is universally quantified. So in this case, we need not replace it by fx4. We can do it. So here, why he has done that? Because y2 is not independent, y2 has to be linked to x4. So we are talking about a ruler of particular person x4, the person who is we are referring here. Then only this is true. Okay. So that is why they are replaced ruler by fx4, but that may not be necessary. In our case, if we just go by the algorithm which we are considering, we will eliminate any universal quantifier by simple variable. So here we will just do y2, here we will just do y2, here we will just do y2. Okay. So here y2, y2, y2. fx4 is not required. Marcus tried to assassinate Caesar. Tried to assassinate Marcus Caesar. So it is already in CNF. Now to prove whether Marcus hates Caesar, Marcus hates Caesar. That's what we want to prove. So hate Marcus Caesar, this we want to prove. So for resolution, what we do, we start with contradiction. So let us try to prove that Marcus does not hate Caesar. Marcus does not hate Caesar. So I assume that you have placed all your converted statements at some other place. I will not go back and refer them again and again. They are just here, and I'll just make a resolution at each step. Okay. So we have to start with this statement, not hate Marcus Caesar. We have to find in our given statements whether we find any predicate which contains this term hate. So we have found this hate x2 Caesar. Now we try to, so this is this predicate statement, not Roman x2 or loyal to x2 Caesar or hate x2 Caesar. Now in this case, hate x2 Caesar and not hate x2 and not hate Marcus Caesar, we will try to match them. So we will apply unification algorithm here. Hate is same, so we can continue. Marcus x2, x2 is variable, Marcus is a constant, so Marcus can be replaced by x2. So we can use this substitution x2 by Marcus, and we can match them. So as soon as we replace x2 by Marcus, this x2 becomes Marcus. That is why this substitution is required. Why we want to substitute? We want to see what will be our resulting statement. So our resulting statement will not be not Roman x2 or loyal to x2 Caesar. Our resulting statement will be not Roman Marcus or loyal to Marcus Caesar, because these two statements, these two terms will only cancel if we replace x2 by Marcus. So that means after doing resolution, we find that this is also true. If both of these are true, that means not Roman Marcus or loyal to Marcus Caesar is true. Okay, so this is another statement which we have received. We have generated a new statement based on our resolution. So after doing this resolution, we have generated new statement. Now we try to find another statement in our knowledge base which can match with one of the term given in this. So we find this not Pompeian x1 or Roman x1. So not Pompeian x1 or Roman x1, Roman Marcus, Roman x1, they can match and they can cancel only when replacing x1 by Marcus. So as soon as we replace x1 by Marcus, this x1 becomes Marcus, this x1 becomes Marcus, and we get another statement. We generate another statement, not Pompeian Marcus or loyal to Marcus Caesar. Not Pompeian Marcus or loyal to Marcus Caesar. But we already know that Pompeian Marcus, that is another statement, second statement in our knowledge base, Pompeian Marcus. So Pompeian Marcus, not Pompeian Marcus, matches each other and cancels out. Then we get loyal to Marcus Caesar. Okay. Loyal to Marcus Caesar. We get loyal to Marcus Caesar. This is another one. Loyal to Marcus Caesar. But we already know. So here we considered y2, y2, y2. This fx4 is y2. So here what we are doing, now we have brought in that statement here for resolution, loyal to Marcus Caesar. We have concluded till now, we have generated this statement which says Marcus is loyal to Caesar, and we have another statement that which says not man x4 or not ruler fx4, not ruler y2, or not try assassinate x4 y2, or not loyal to x4 y2. This is already there. So we will bring in and try to resolve. So these two terms in these statements are matching and cancelling out. And when they will cancel? When we replace x4 by Marcus and y2 by Caesar. So y2 by Caesar. So we replace x4 by Marcus and y2 by Caesar. Okay. As soon as we do that, the new statement is not man Marcus or not ruler Caesar or not try assassinate Marcus Caesar. We try to match with try assassinate Marcus Caesar. We have already got our one of these statement which says try assassinate Marcus Caesar, statement number 8. So this get matched and cancelled, and we get not man Marcus, not ruler Caesar. Not man Marcus, not ruler Caesar. We again, man Marcus is already given, first one man Marcus, so it cancels out. We get not ruler Caesar. Not ruler Caesar, but we already have ruler Caesar. Ruler Caesar is already there. So not ruler Caesar, we bring in ruler Caesar and we get an empty set. So as soon as we get an empty set, that means it is a contradiction. We have reached to a statement, we have reached to a state which cannot be true. Empty statement means it cannot be true. So if while resolving we reach to a state, to a condition where everything cancels out each other, that means we have reached to a statement which cannot be true. Everything will cancel out each other. And that is why our assumption that not hate Marcus Caesar was false. And that is why hate Marcus Caesar is true. So we have resolved and we have found the resolution in this way. Now any doubt in that? So
No, sir.
for you, now you have to consider these statements. This is already given in the book also. You can take the picture also. I will forward it on WhatsApp also. And in next class, please come with resolution of this statement. We will just discuss this again in the class. Our next class will be something like a tutorial type of class where we will do this example, but we will discuss. We will consider that, take that class, continue that class as a flipped class kind of thing. You will come prepared. Everybody will try converting all these statements. Try means you don't copy, you don't refer the internet or book. You try yourself based on the knowledge we have acquired in the classes. Okay, so these are very common statements. Please do not go back to the internet or anything. Try on your own. Do this practice on your own and try to prove, is Marcus alive now? How can you do that? So first, what are the steps? You can just write down if you want. What will be the steps? You will first convert all of these statements one by one into their corresponding predicate statements in the form of implication sign, universal quantifiers, existential quantifiers, and predicate formulas. So first you will convert them into predicate statements, predicates, basically what do we call. Then we will convert each of the predicate into its CNF, conjunctive normal form. So you already know the steps for that. You will convert all of these statements then into conjunctive normal form, and then you will try resolving them by to prove this Marcus alive now. So for doing that, you can assume anything, not Marcus alive now. You assume that to start with Marcus is not alive, or to start with Marcus is alive. So you just try to prove whether Marcus is alive. Try to prove this. So if we reach to the contradiction, so resolution will only be successful by contradiction only. Okay, that is algorithm, resolution of algorithm can be successful only by if we are able to reach to a contradiction. So if we are not able to prove not Marcus alive, we will try to prove Marcus alive. So Marcus alive, if we reach to contradiction for Marcus alive, that means we have proved not Marcus alive. Okay. So here is the catch. You know that by what statement we have to start, with which statement we will start. जो हमें प्रूव करना है उसके कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन से स्टार्ट करना हमें पड़ेगा, और अगर हम कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन लाते हैं तब वो प्रूव होता है. सो वी कैन प्रूव इन रिजोल्यूशन एल्गोरिथम, वी कैन प्रूव बाय कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन ओनली. We cannot prove by justification. Okay, you understood? So we have to bringing in a contradictory statement. We can try proving contradictory statement, and then if we reach to the contradiction, that means we have proved the contradiction. So note this catch. This catch is important. So if Marcus is alive has to be proved, then we should start by not Marcus alive. If we start by Marcus alive and we do not reach to a contradiction, then we are nowhere. Then we have not proved anything. Okay, so we have to start with not Marcus alive, and then we have to reach to the contradiction, and then we prove that Marcus is alive. Okay, any question in this? Have you taken the photograph? Do you need this? I will upload it on your WhatsApp. Do you require this on WhatsApp?
Yes, sir.
Have you understood the question? What you have to do?
Yes, sir.
Bhavya?
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
will
sir.
just I have to take this also, no? Print screen for your attendance. So I have taken the print screen also, and this has gone into recording also, this attendance, because I have changed all these things in attendance. So we'll stop here. Thank you.